From international highlights to Hollywood, here on the Dynamo Soccer Report, we recently had an opportunity to catch up with former Melrose Place star Andrew SHUE. Let's talk a little bit about your soccer background, because I want to make sure people know your background in soccer. You played at Dartmouth. You also played in Major League Soccer with the LA Galaxy, and I think you also played overseas somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
I played in the second division in Scotland, and then I played over in Africa, in Zimbabwe, in the first division there, which was just a dream. I was the only white player in the whole league, and we won the double that year. And I had moments that were just like Fantasy Island. Like one game we were down 3-0, we came back 3-3 and tied the game, and I ended up getting carried off the field on their shoulders. It was just the weekend after Nelson Mandela had been released.
Wow.
And so, because I was kind of looked at as the Great White Hope, they started yelling "de Klerk, de Klerk, de Klerk," because de Klerk had just, the leader of South Africa, had just released.
We talk about Gracie now. This is kind of a labor of love for you, because this is a family story.
Yeah, this is something we've been working on together, for about 10 years. When I was playing soccer with the Galaxy and I was on Melrose Place, it just felt like, there's got to be a great soccer movie made. And little by little, it became less about making an amazing soccer movie, which I still think we've been able to do, but more about telling a story that really celebrates my sister and honors my brother. And that was something that all of us wanted to do. And my sister was the only girl in an all-boys family. She was the first girl playing soccer in our town against boys, because there was no girls' soccer at the time. And our older brother was our hero. He was that scrappy kid who scored the winning goal in the state championship with his knee, and was the senior class president and Eagle Scout, so we wanted to tell the story to honor him. He passed away, in an accident, unfortunately. So this story is about this incredible 16-year-old girl who wants to honor her brother by playing on the boys' team, and everybody's against her, and there's so many great twists and turns in how she ends up getting there. So we're excited, as we said, for the soccer community, but also for families out there that deal with tragedy, and any girl who is at all worried about trying to follow her dream when people are up against her.
How was the idea spawned?
Well, the idea really came out of a discussion I had with my sister. We were talking about the Karate Kid and that model of that underdog. We were talking about great American movies. And, so we started talking about that, and then little by little it just evolved. The person who really brought it home to be more about our family was the director, who happens to be married to my sister, who's Davis Guggenheim. He just won the Academy Award for An Inconvenient Truth, the global warming documentary. We talked about the hero being like my older brother, being a scrappy, little diminutive kid. But then, he was the one that said, the real underdog in your family is your sister. And we started talking about her being the first girl playing soccer, and so that's really how it all came together. And Davis gave us the freedom to kind of go closer to home and really make it about the real events that had happened in our family.
All right, now you played in Major League Soccer for the LA Galaxy. Obviously, I'm sure you still follow the league. Are you impressed with the roots the league has kind of sunk, and did you expect it to be where it is now going into its 12th year?
I'm an optimist, so I definitely felt like this will succeed. I think they've done a great job. I really think that Commissioner Garber's done a smart job of growing slowly and not trying to overdo it with too many teams too quickly. I think the fact that they focused on getting soccer-only stadiums is really important. Obviously, the key investors from the Crafts, the Anschutz, have stuck with this, and I think the level of play has definitely grown. Nothing against the level when I was playing, but I think MLS has definitely grown. I mean, you saw that the All-Stars tied, or not even tied, they beat Chelsea